Okay, welcome YouTube. It's September 23rd, 2017. EverGreenCoin Community Meeting and Hangout. Oops. Let me just get the display capture here set up. And okay, first, real quick, the price. Let's see, we're hovering right around 18 cents. Relative comparative to last Hangout, right about the same place. We did have a little bit of spike earlier this week. Um, but hovering right around. Right now we're at 4,810 Satoshi, with a Bitcoin price of $3,750. So I guess from comparative to last Hangout, relatively the same. If not, actually, it might be a little bit higher than the last Hangout. So that's enough on price. Of course, I don't have any more control over the price than anyone else does. So it's a free market. So uh, let's see, volume at 36 BTC. So I think that's up a little bit from yesterday. So that's cool. But anyway, that's enough with that. Oh wait, I need to start sharing screens. I'm sorry. So there's what the picture I was intending to be sharing, guys. Sorry. But no, I guess no ground shaking news on that front. The bigger news, we did get added with the EverGreenCoin QT wallet. Did get added to the Google Play Store. It did take a little bit of extra paperwork to get us added, but we have been added. We're also looking to add the manager app. In fact, I think it has been added to the store, but we have to update that code. There is an issue with the bootstrap that it would download, but we are working on that, and I hope to have that updated today. So hopefully by the time YouTubers are viewing this, the manager app will be updated also, which it is in the store, and it must have just got added this morning to the store. But it does need the bootstrap needs updated. So not necessarily the manager app itself, but the bootstrap it downloads. We're updating that. It's throwing errors when someone tries to. So I apologize for that, and thanks Art for bringing that to my attention. And Art, I did get the email about some of the cosmetics, I guess you will, of the EverGreenCoin wallet itself. There is a lot of I guess visual blemishes that we do inherit when we move to the Android device. A lot of those were addressed. A lot of the more severe ones. The Android dev is, he is compensated for his time. So I did try to get all those improvements into one batch, probably about a month ago or so. I mean, probably even more. No, it was longer than a month. 2 months ago, let's say. So there was various improvements that were improved upon. The minor cosmetic things that Art mentioned to me were just check boxes with a lot of space around them, basically. There is no functional problem. It just doesn't look exactly perfect, I guess. But we inherit a lot of things when we move to the Android device, some limitations even, and that is the reason for those. And the Android QT software, once that's updated, some things will be improved upon, and we have to operate within the confines of the device, basically. So Again, nothing is really functionally wrong, just some minor cosmetic things that happen on the Android device. But they will be addressed, Art. But thank you for bringing them to my attention. I did know about them, and they will be addressed in a future release. Probably when we update to 1.7. Uh, of course, when we do that, we will make a new Android wallet, and the foundation will have to pay the Android dev to update that to 1.7 when we do get that ready. Oh, and on that note, 1.7. Let me find it here real quick. I did take a screenshot of my development environment I was working on. I did take a screenshot last night, and you can see I've got this refresh charities button to refresh that will refresh this list. This isn't a functional example. This is a screenshot. Just to let you guys know, I have been working on it. I think who was it? Starman. I believe Starman in the Bitcoin Talk thread suggested this, and it is a good idea for us to be able to refresh this without having to load the wallet again. So it is being worked on. Just wanted to show you guys that. As far as announcement, and we have been added to cryptoid.info. Which is a very well-known, big conglomerate of explorers, if you will, and a lot of bigger coins, if you will, do use it, and now we've been added to it too. That doesn't necessarily mean any of the other explorers are coming offline. No, they will be online still. But this is just basically an added service, if you will, because there is some data. There is some data that they're able to harvest that our Explorer does not and cannot, I think. So it's cryptoid.info. And I'll be getting links out, of course. I did link it in the group chat here, but that's brand new as of today, and that's still populating. That data is still populating, so it does look like it's fully synchronized, and it does look like it is functional. But some of the data, maybe the rich list and things like that, might still be populating. So I haven't had much time to really review it. I'm getting a very, very late start to today's meeting, and I do apologize for that. But okay, so what else do I have to go over here? The chip and the Pi, as far as the solar staker. I mentioned last week that I did get a Raspberry Pi, a Pi 3 Model B. And I just wanted to share this picture with you guys here. And I guess a picture says 1,000 words. I'll let the pictures do its speaking as far as the solar application, where power is obviously very important. Here we have a chip, and here we have a Raspberry Pi, the Pi 3. Of course, there's a lot more things going on here with a Raspberry Pi 3. A lot of things that aren't needed for our application. But I did get the wallet compiled on the Raspberry Pi. It is running on a Raspberry Pi right now, and the chip, of course. Actually, I have it running on two chips now, a solar one and this one here that's at my desk. But I just wanted to share this picture real quick just to show you that, yes, there is a lot more going on here with the Raspberry Pi, and all of that does consume power. but we are looking at it. I know the community has asked for it to be looked at more seriously, and we are. Uh, Not to imply that we were never looking at it seriously, but uh, if we can't get the chip or the new chip that's being produced in a timely fashion, we know we need a plan B, uh, and we're exploring that. I would think that this is probably not going to be our plan B, actually. Perhaps maybe an earlier model of Raspberry Pi, but it probably will not be this one. Its power draw can be from 5 to 10 watt. The chip stays below 5 watt and has everything we do need for the solar staker uh, and the Raspberry Pi Model 3 here. I'm sorry, Raspberry Pi 3 Model B. Uh, there's a lot of things here that we necessarily would not be using. So I guess that's the my point is this probably or it is overkill for our application. I mean, it will do it if we could add more solar panels and more battery. Uh, it could be done, but I guess I could use a tractor to edge my sidewalk too. So that doesn't necessarily mean that it's a good use of resources. But we're exploring all the options. Mike in the UK has, and some of the other community members also, um, do know more about these single board computers than I. These are the first single board computers I've ever owned or purchased. Um, they have more. They have some of the older models, which are still available. We can still get them if we need to. Um, and I guess on that note, there is some inconsistencies with the Raspberry Pi, as far as some of the drivers and some of the components themselves. So those inconsistencies might be problems in the future if we did go with the Raspberry Pi. So that all these things have to be considered. Is the point. And I just wanted to show you guys. I mean, physically, you can see obviously this one is physically larger and has more going on, but its power draw is greater too. Okay, I think that's all I had to share as far as screen sharing. So, okay, and I'm sorry, and on the call, I forgot to mention we have Bo, Frosty, and James from IEO has joined us today again. Um, so there is, I guess, a lot of curiosity in the community about IEO, and I guess I can let James go ahead and take it and speak more in detail about his project.
Well, I'm happy to answer any questions anybody has. I know that we had talked about maybe having something to present to people, but I didn't know what people in this community would want to know, as our project does cover it does address a wide range of social issues. But that's one of the reasons that we were able to get access to the possibility of grant funding for it. Now, as far as what we actually do is we build renewable energy systems to sell discount electric. The long story short, that's what we do, beginning to end, is sell electric for less than people can get it elsewhere. Now, I'd heard that there was some questions about the securities themselves, buying and selling, the shares of things. as far as actually buying them to resell, we do have oh, I forget the word. Escrow. We do have an escrow on the resale of the shares once you purchase them, but they are also not really worth anything. So that period, the escrow period, is supposed to enable us to grow value. Um, I'd like to answer any direct questions people have, any confusions that might be with the program or what we're doing. We are brand new, so I'm sure there's plenty of them out there.
Sure.
Questions?
Yeah, you say sell electricity. Do you have I mean, I was under the understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, but you're selling solar installations.
Actually, we don't sell solar equipment. We don't charge for labor. We're actually looking for landowners to basically lease us roof space in exchange for discounts or electrical service. The program was designed to reach out to low and middle income Americans.
Right.
So we have to find a way that they can utilize these technologies without having to have a large out-of-pocket cost. So we actually designed a program where low-income Americans don't really have to have any out-of-pocket cost. All they need to do is buy electric like they already have been, only for less, so they're able to save some more of their own money.
Okay, James, are you on a mobile device? Are you on your cell phone or something?
No, I'm on the computer.
Oh, okay. It's just a little bit difficult to hear you. It's breaking up. Frosty says in the group chat. It's kind of hard to hear.
I'm sorry, I can move my mic and it will help. Any better?
Well, I don't think it can be worse. So, I guess right now my question is okay. Uh, is it correct to say that you're selling solar installations to lower income people?
No.
Okay, please correct me.
Because we don't actually sell the equipment. We maintain ownership of the equipment and are responsible for all maintenance on it and everything. Let's say you owned your home and you were interested in it.
Right.
Basically, we would come and install the solar panels and the inverter and all of the equipment you need at no cost to you. Then we measure the amount of electric that we're producing, and then that's what all you have to pay for is the actual electric that's manufactured on your property.
So your company owns the equipment, is
Yes.
correct? Okay, all right.
And that was done because according to the Department of Energy, 49% of Americans cannot afford to invest into the technology.
Right.
So we were given the option to find a way to give it to them or get them to use it. And with them not being able to afford it, it was that's actually why they had the contest. It's quite a conundrum. If they can't afford it, how do we get them to use it? So we said, let's work together and build it and just allow them direct access to the electricity that's being manufactured.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like that idea. Yeah.
Okay, so is this available in all states?
Yes. We don't actually have any construction projects started anywhere, but we can take investors and interested properties from any 50 states.
I have some property in Arizona.
Arizona has some more rigid solar laws, but it's not that we're not interested. It just takes a lot more legal work.
Okay.
Do you have any?
When the time comes, I have a lot of land there. When the time comes, you guys get bigger.
Awesome. Do you have any examples of this in place? I mean,
We've actually only built one small system on a low-income home. We are only producing, it's a 500-watt system in Pennsylvania. So we only produce about a kilowatt and a half a day, equals roughly about 10 gallons of electric a month. So we're still very, very small.
okay.
But we did pretty function.
Okay, you're it's getting a little bit hard to hear you, but you're saying that you only have in Pennsylvania and you only have
Yeah.
one. You only have one install of 500 watts
Yes.
as of now. Okay. Okay.
As of now.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously we're very excited to grow with you, of course. So that's. So I guess if for example, okay, let's say I wanted a solar install here. I'm just across the border from you in Ohio. How would I go about it?
Well, we urge you to ask your local township about solar regulations in your area, because you can directly relate to them. Finding it online, sometimes it's backdated and it's not up to date on current zoning laws and regulations.
I see.
So you would ask your township building about the rules about solar installation and about leasing your property to a corporate entity. Because there are some places where leasings are also regulated.
Okay, so you actually lease the property and put your equipment on the property, and then we buy the electricity from that equipment?
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'm just trying to make sure I understand this properly and explain it clearly for the community.
Well, that's important. And I appreciate it.
Uh-huh. So, okay, and I've heard you talk about this grant money of $500,000. But that's for 2018.
Yes, if we can prove the scalability of the program by October 2018, we have a chance to receive $500,000 from the Department of Energy.
Okay, so we still have even a year to
Yes.
for that. Okay, okay. Awesome.
I try to stay proactive and busy. There's a lot that needs done within this year.
Oh, I'm sure. I venture to guess there's a lot. Yes. Do you have?
Also,
I'm sorry. Go
bring
ahead.
something to. I'd like to bring something to the Evergreen community. Um, I know that I'm asking you guys to get interested, ask questions about what I'm doing, but I don't expect this to just be a one-way kind of thing. I'd like to bring some of my personal expertise to the community, which is not technical. I hear you guys talking about it. You showed me those pictures. The only thing I understand about the picture is we had a lot more components than we needed, a lot more things to hook up than we have to have. I understand the technical stuff you guys have pretty well underhand. My skills are mostly in marketing and community relations, working with nonprofits and things of that nature. So I'd like to bring that into the community here. I feel like it might give you guys more of a social backing as well as interaction with other projects you guys may have underway.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. Let's see, James. Are you working alone? I mean, I see some of the pictures where you have. It looks like a business partner with you.
There's actually 3 founders. There's myself and 2 of my other friends.
Oh, okay.
We also have a large number of community activists and investors that have helped us.
Uh-huh.
I believe at this point we're up to 132 investors from 9 states. So we have had some support. As far as locally, I am working with a local nonprofit and officially started working with a local nonprofit, and unofficially we work with lots of other nonprofits and organizations.
Right, right. Well, I guess you can add EverGreenCoin to that list. Right. Because EverGreenCoin is working on filing to be a nonprofit here in the United States. So, and that will be finalized within this year, and I do foresee that happening next month. Some of the community members that have more legal expertise have been guiding me a little bit on that. I do need to take caution with it. I mean, obviously, I'm putting that's going to be, my name on it. So I'm taking the time it does demand to make sure I'm doing it properly and in the best way for EverGreenCoin to grow. So, yeah, and Frosty in the group chat, he says he can hear about 20%. uh, of what you're saying, James. So I guess I'll try to repeat anything James says to you, Frosty. Hopefully, in the recording, it can be heard. And I apologize if not. I have my speakers my volume up all the way, so I think the recording will hear it, but I apologize if that's not the case. But no worries, James. I know it's can be a pain sometimes, so we do the best we can. Okay, so I guess James, and I think I mean well, I have asked this question privately too, but maybe I'll re-ask it to get it into the recording for the rest of the community. Can you speak more about the shares, exactly like how many shares there are?
We started with 1 billion shares at $1 a piece, which is well over their actual value, which is one of the reasons we couldn't grow as a nonprofit. Though our function does serve the community in a way that we could have tried to follow that way, but then we can't distribute the ownership of the project, which is the entire point of the thing. We actually are hoping to decentralize the energy industry and the wealth that it creates by helping break up the manufacturing of energy to to residents in a way that they can purchase and resell electric back to the grid to help drive American industries. So it trickle up economics basically.
Awesome,
Um,
awesome.
Now that takes a lot more to do than trickle down. In trickle down theory, you just hand a lot of money to one rich guy and it's supposed to trickle down to everyone else.
Right.
Trickle up, we have to find a way to bolster the bottom, and everything all the way up, we'll start to see more money.
Hmm. Awesome.
Uh, the large number of shares and the overprice of them is also something I like to push as a point forward. It's okay, buddy. Is that it isn't actually a project that is somebody invests in for personal gains generally. It is possible, but it's not as possible as your average business structure, which is designed to collect wealth to a centralized location, to like me. But I founded this organization and I only own 1.4% of it with bylaws to protect smaller investors and to help distribute ownership to as many individuals as possible.
Okay, so the share owners own the majority of it.
Yeah, by the end of it, the shareholders should actually own the largest majority of it, and it will be a democratically ran co-op.
Okay, okay. Okay, well, I mean, it's definitely an awesome project you're working on. I mean, hats off to you for doing that. That's great. And I'm very excited for EverGreenCoin to be involved in any way. Um, I think you and I, James, we have to get together and I think I need to try to assemble some of this information and make a presentation, like I said last week. Um, and I'm not blaming you for that not being done, by any means. uh, but we at some point we do want to try to get some information assembled and organized, and possibly probably put on our website to explain this a little bit better. Um, and then once we have all that information presented, um, do some crowdfunding or all these various other things that we can do to try to help IEO realize these goals. It's an awesome project. It really, really sounds like an awesome project, uh, and don't be surprised if I don't try to get you to install some solar panels for me.
We would actually love to find out how to expand outside of Pennsylvania.
Hmm.
In Pennsylvania, we're protected by the PA Constitution. so it makes our project a lot easier than other locations.
Oh,
So going to other locations is a lot more legal work I have to look through to make sure that we are not breaking the law,
sure.
because we don't want to take it. Or if we get wealthy enough, we can just break the law and pay the fine, like oil companies will just do that. But that's a long way off.
Okay, awesome. Awesome. Um, I'm trying to think if there's anything I need to get in the recording that I haven't already, and I have everything on my list on, but um,
There is one thing. I guess if anybody in the community is interested in this, I was going to ask if the Evergreen community as a whole was interested in. We have still not sold the 10% of founding shares that we have, which we can negotiate a better deal and get people involved. That does increase the potential for profitability, but it's still not great. So it's not something that we expect everybody to just jump on. Um, but it is something that philanthropists have shown some interest in, and we just want to extend that invitation or that option to the rest of the Evergreen community that is within the United States.
mm-hmm.
I know that right now we have a percent that is you can just work for it and try to get people to invest in it, and after you get so many names, we give you basically prizes, which are just extra securities for being able to get investors to sign up. Another one is obviously we have another percent that's for sale. We were looking for $10,000 or 0.1% for $1,000, however we could break it up. But these are options that we have to actually sit down and discuss with you how the money will be spent and make sure that the person investing understands what they're buying and the potential profitability and how we're going to spend the money, since it doesn't line up with our direct investment platform, which is you give us $1, we buy $1 worth of solar panels. Founders help with a lot of other things: overhead, stationery, random public events, things like that.
Okay, I see. I see. Okay. Okay. Hmm. Okay. Well, I mean, definitely, James. You and I, we do have to probably discuss that offline some more.
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting anything to be set in stone here. I just want to present it to.
Yeah, and I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I have we did mention it, and I have got a little bit of interest in people wondering what it is, and I don't have the complete answers neither, and I don't want to steer anyone wrong either. Uh, so I guess
I do remember.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I do remember one question that I saw in the Slack chat, which was about distributing of securities and certificates.
Uh-huh.
We do not generally distribute security certificates. It's not that we can't; it's just an expense that most people give us very small investments, and the expense doesn't really pay for the investment some people give us, and we would have to charge people for the certificates pretty much if they wanted them.
Oh, I see.
They're not really that expensive, but we would have to charge you for the certificate and the mailing cost of it.
I see.
The stamp, and I think they're like $5 for a water stamp certificate,
Uh-huh.
a watermark certificate.
Okay. When did just to give everyone an understanding of the time frame? When did this start? When did you start IEO?
We officially filed the paperwork August of last year, August of 2016.
Oh, okay. Okay. So you're not even a year into it yet.
Yeah, we're just over a year into it.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And we started with me and a couple of my friends literally collecting pocket change and ideas from the community.
Sure. I see. Awesome. Okay.
So we've done fairly well over a year, coming from rolling nickels to actually selling electric.
I understand. I understand completely. Yes. Right. Right. Yeah. EverGreenCoin's gone through a very similar growth. That but it's great to see that growth happening. Uh, so yes, very interested to see how EverGreenCoin can help with this.
Just trying to put some of it in writing in case it's hard to hear.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Okay, well, I mean, we have had success, crowdfunding things and whatnot. The Evergreen Coin community is very generous, but I do need to demonstrate or prove to them that this is a sound investment and things like that. So, of course, so you and I will have to get together and try to get some type of information together, and I have shared the link to your website. I believe it's ieoinvest.org. Is that correct?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Uh, so there is some of the information out there too, but maybe if we can polish and tailor that to a presentation for the Evergreen Coin community specifically, um, I do feel confident we'll be able to help you get some funding uh, and some shareholders. Do they have to be in the United States to be a shareholder?
I do not know about the laws about selling securities internationally.
Yeah.
And the legal help that I had, which was volunteers, did not have that information either. So I don't know.
Okay.
Now, if we do have somebody who is knowledgeable enough to answer that question, or to tell us what we have to do to make it possible, it's not like we're trying to exclude them. We just don't know the legal ramifications.
Right. I know. I understand. Yes, I understand. Yeah. A lot of the community is outside of the United States. Well, Frosty, he's on the call. He's in Norway. But there is a lot of the community outside of the United States, and I do try to make it clear that Evergreen Coin is not all about the United States. While yes, I'm in the United States, and yes, it will be a nonprofit in the United States, we are very much not focused on the United States. So I just want people to know that's never an intention. Uh, and it sounds like James shares that idea. So hopefully we can get some good legal advice. I mean, I've been through similar with Evergreen Coin with lawyers helping me out pro bono. With some success with that, and unfortunately, though, when someone's helping you out pro bono, they, you can't really rely on that. So,
I know those feelings.
yeah, right. Yeah, so it sounds like we're going through some similar growing pains there on both projects, but sounds like we're both being persistent enough that both projects will be successful. Awesome. Very good, very good. Thank you, James. Okay, so yes, James, you and I need to get together and try to put this in an easy, digestible way for the rest of the community. But I do thank you for coming on today and explaining a little bit. So that's awesome. Thank you. Oh, and just to update the community, Joe from Horton Farms. I did hear from him. He did start a new job, so that's why he hasn't made any of the hangouts lately. But he is still active, and he is still going to be making some videos and posting them. Usually, those are posted on Facebook. So anyone seeing this recording, you're not a member of the Evergreen Coin Facebook group, please join that group. That's where you'll get all the latest news for Evergreen Coin. But Joe Horton, uh, in Kansas City. He is still with us, and he is still helping the project or still doing his own thing. He just has got a new job, which actually he got a new job at a recycling center. So uh, I don't know what the details of his job are. If he's simply cutting up scrap or what it might be. I'm not sure, but it is a recycling center, so there might be some interesting things that stem from him working at a recycling center too. So that's kind of neat, but he is still around. I did talk to Tiger Joe, uh, well, several days ago now. I'm sorry, uh, but he's busy with life too. I mean, everyone's got their own life going on, and obviously we all understand that. So that's just the way it is. So, oh, hey, Bo, how's your back?
I'm still spineless, but it's all right.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're feeling a little better anyway, so that's awesome.
It's been like that for years. It just sometimes it puts me out for a couple days, but
Right.
that's better.
Okay, cool. Okay, I think that's everything I need to get in the recording. So I guess I go ahead and conclude the recording now. So anyone on YouTube, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up and subscribe. But thank you for watching. Every Saturday. I'm sorry this one was started a little bit late, but better late than never, I guess. So thank you, YouTube, and I'll definitely see YouTube. I'll see you guys next weekend at the same time. So thanks for watching.